There are words like Pantitlan, Pantli, Panquetzalintli, and several others, which have in common the Nahuatl word Pantli, or its contraction. This word translates to flag in Spanish. For example, Pantitlan means between flags. It refers to a place where singularly flags were supposedly placed in Lake Texcoco and where, in the middle of the lake, there was a whirlpool where offering were thrown. Pantli refers to flags or rows of schools. And Panquetzalintli was one of the 18 months of the Mexica year. Today, there is a generalized idea that this word and its symbol are closely related to war, which is partly true. However, the word and its symbol also relate to numerical and religious matters. The symbol is assigned the numerical value of 20 and appears in tribute codices as a reference of the quantity of items to be given per object. For example, it is mentioned here as 4 pantlis, or 80 of these objects. A pantli also represented a month of 20 days. An example is the time Cuitláhuac ruled, where he only governed for 80 days, according to these 4 pantlis. Regarding war, this might suggest that warriors claiming a pantli could represent the number of warriors they would be leading. If a warrior had more than 1 pantli, it could similarly mean that they had several units of 20 warriors under their command. Another aspect of symbolism relates to the object itself and its structure. Pre-Hispanic pantlis, at least among the Mexica, were not like the current ones. They were made of red or possibly wooden sticks like ocote, tied in an intricate L shape, with fabric tied around them, similarly to the flags of the samurai. However, the use of a red itself represents one of the 20 signs of the calendar, namely Acatl, which was ruled by the Tezcatlipoque, the deity who gave and took away power, as depicted in the Codex Borgia, where it's shown alongside the red sign. Seemingly a simple cane is thus a symbol of power. In addition to the evident role in organization, number of units, mobilization, and strategy in battles, since they were visible to many, using a pantli itself became a symbol of power and command, as well as recognition for the warrior who used it. Unfortunately, no original pantli has survived to these days, unlike other pieces such as copilis or chimalis. Classifying them is difficult because, with modern criteria, these objects are often divided into flags and standards. But in truth, neither flag nor standard are native words from the continent. For example, the standard is of Frankish origin, meaning stand firm. While the concept may align with the functions of pre-Hispanic pantlis, these objects that stood out in battle and those who carried them had to stand firm to prevent military units from becoming disorganized and fleeing. This is similar to what apparently happened in the Battle of Otumba, which occurred days after the Spanish and their allies fled Tenochtitlan. In this battle, the Mexica and their allies, who were the majority and led by the Cihuacoatl Matlacincantzin, were defeated by the Spanish and their Tlaxcaltec allies. The victory was achieved because a group of Spaniards attacked the one carrying the main pantli. At once it was captured, the Mexica and their allies considered the battle lost and fled. Returning to the issue of classifying them, if we compare representations of pantlis in codices, rock statues, or this wewet from Malinalco, their L-shaped design does not relate to the current Mexica flag or even to those used by dance groups. These flags are more akin to the European styles, keeping virgins, saints, and symbols were placed, rather than the pre-Hispanic style. It's challenging to determine if they made distinctions between flags and standards as we do today. What is certain is that while some objects were L-shaped, others had more complex wreath structures, not only with fabric but also with feathers, shells, precious metals, and possibly even taxidermied animals. Some even resembled giant umbrellas. Examples of these are found in the glyphs of the four seigneurs of Tlaxcala, where we see a type of red structure that will be worn on the back by warriors representing each of the four seigneurias in battle. There were likely various degrees of pantlis according to the seignorio, the warrior, and the units formed under one. Among the Mexica, faithful reproduction shows several types of objects tied to the backs. Deities in codices also have pantlis like those seen here. There were objects designed specifically for holding this, known today as porta-estandares. Many of these survived from various cultures, consisting of wax figures with holes in one or two hands where these objects were placed to wave. But the pantli was not only for military purposes, it also had religious functions. Among the Mexica, one of the most important festivals during the year was called Panquetzalintzin, meaning Feast of the Flags with Quetzal feathers. Although there is no full certainty about where this 20-day period or month was celebrated, it likely occurred in December, around the winter solstice. Symbolically, this month and celebration honored the birth of Huitzilopochtli during the winter solstice, before the supposed appearance of the Virgin of Guadalupe. Returning to the pre-Hispanic celebration, it is said that during the 20-day period, flags were placed everywhere, in homes, fields, and temples of Huitzilopochtli, celebrating his birth. They also made pantlis out of mate, paper, or cotton, which were sometimes burned as a cycle-ending ritual. The forms of these pantlis could vary, including taxidermied animals. Their functions include counting objects, months, symbols of prestige, military aspects, and many more symbols that we can only imagine today.